Hello and welcome back to my Dandelion Diaries. Today I want to go over part three of my September 30 inks 30 days of Birmingham Pen Company ink mixes. I'm a little late on this video because I had a little bit of a drama going on at my house, but hopefully we can continue on with no problems, at least for the remainder of this challenge. Anyways, the first ink that I want to talk about is day number 16. And the ink that I chose is Wilting Thicket. I decided to ink this up into a 𝗬𝗏𝗏�82. I think this is like an ivory model with some different finials on it. Anyways, the mix of this is 8 parts tea berry ice cream, 1 part tiger lily, 3 parts dilution solution, and 2 parts hibiscus. And this was absolutely a gem to write with. It reminded me a lot of Fierce Press's Oyster Hour, but with really fun shading. And it also reminded me a lot of 𝗖𝗵𝗁𝗏's Earth, with very similar shading, but much better flow. Having a full page of this one actually was really, really nice. I think it's a beautiful color with the kind of green/brown beige thing it's got going on. Really, really pretty. Really, really like this one. Then for day 17, I chose another kind of green ink, I guess. This is Combine Harvester. It is 1 part Electron, 1 part Tiger Lily, and this is a deep, deep, deep green, very dark green. I decided to ink this up into my Leonardo Momento Zero Alga with a medium nib, and this was a dream to write with. I had so much fun. This was a great combination, matched the pen very, very well, but also just the flow of both the Leonardo smoothness and then the flow of the Birmingham Pen Company ink was just fabulous. I do like the little hints of black sheen and almost like lighter green shading that kind of popped through here and there. It's not enough that it looks crazy like light to dark, but it had very minor shading and I was really, really happy with that. For day 18, I went with another kind of green toned ink. I think I was just really feeling the greens at the beginning of the week. I really wanted to have a bit more of greens from Birmingham Pen Company because it's one of my favorite colors to write with. But this is Abandoned Shipyard. It is 5 parts hibiscus, 5 parts tea berry ice cream, 1 part tiger lily, and 1 part ladybug. And on camera, it's coming off very, very green, but in person, it's a bit more gray green. And I decided to ink this up into my Heinz Pen Company's Mercurial Mermaid Emerald with the medium nib. And this was really, really nice. I thought it was a bit dry, which I'm not sure if that's just the nib on that pen, or that this is a bit of a lighter ink, but I really was happy with the look of it overall, being that kind of like off green, greenish gray kind of look. Very similar in color to, I would say, Urban's Vert Empire, just a bit more green. For day 19, I wanted to do a very bright color, so I chose Monarch, and I inked this up into my Pilot Metropolitan Gold with a fine nib. The mix of Monarch is 1 part Tiger Lily, 1 part Ladybug, and this is absolutely lovely. It has a very minor green sheen that didn't really come through with the fine nib on the Pilot Metropolitan, but seeing a full page of this kind of bright orange was really nice, and it fits very well for fall. I think this is a great kind of pumpkin-y color. I was really, really happy with this one as well. For day 20, I chose a bit more of a dusty pink. On their website, this ink shows a lot more pink than it does on like the initial mixing of it, which was 1 part sweet saltwater taffy, 4 parts sterling silver. And I decided to ink this up into my 𝗬𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 with a medium nib. And this was a nice kind of gray pink. I was not expecting it to be as gray as it was, which, I mean, it makes sense. It does have a lot more gray mixed in than pink, but still, I expected it to be a bit more pink. And I also expected it to be a bit lighter, but I'm not mad at it. It's still really nice. It's a great kind of dusty pink color, very legible, enough grayness in it that it looks kind of off, but still pretty at the same time. I don't really think it looks like a cherry blossom pink, but it's really, really nice, and the flow was really, really great. Then for day 21, I went with a more purple ink, and I actually was pretty disappointed with the mix of this one. It was 1 part Ladybug, 2 parts Airline, and 3 parts Dilution Solution, and I feel like this just looks gray and not purple enough at all. So I think I either mixed the things wrong or it just didn't look at all like I was expecting, because again, the color swatch on their website was a bit more purple. I decided to ink this up into one of my 𝗬𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 pen. I think it matches really prettily since it's a white pen, but color-wise, I just wasn't expecting it to be as gray as it turned out. I do think it looks really pretty in a full page, and I think it's a pretty color. I guess I was disappointed that it wasn't the exact color that I was going for, and that I wanted it to be a bit more purple. So I may play around with the mix of this one to see if I can get it to look a little bit more purple and a little less gray, but still a really nice flow, and it's a pretty color, just not what I was really initially expecting. And then for Sunday, day 22, I went with Butcher's Broom. This ink was actually sent to me by Priscilla, so I didn't mix this one myself, but I did put the mix down. It is 10 parts Ladybug and 1 part Gunpowder, and I decided to ink this up into my 𝗬𝗏 Cafe Creme Bronze with a medium nib, and this was awesome to write with. This was so good. I was really happy with this, and I'm not usually a big red ink person, but this was really good, and I really loved it. I think it's a great fall red color too, because it's a bit darker, a bit, I don't know, moodier, but the 𝗬𝗏s never fail me in terms of writing, and the medium nib showcased a lot of the lovely shading that Butcher's Broom has. Really lovely red color, and really happy with this one. And then for Monday, because I was late, I'll go ahead and include this one. I decided to do a teal ink, and this is Robin's Egg. I decided to ink this up into one of my other Esterbrook Estes in Sea Glass. I think this is a really great match for this pen, but the ink color is a nice kind of light aqua with a little bit of like a black haloing going on. And I have an extra fine nib on the Estie, and it is absolutely stunning with this ink. The mix of this is 2 parts Airline, 1 part Yorkshire Canary, and wow, love. This was so great. Flow-wise, absolutely stunning, beautiful. I love the haloing. I love that it's a light teal, light aqua color, but still very legible, even in an extra fine nib. Really happy with this one as well. Overall, I'm really happy with all of the colors I've chosen so far for this 30 inks 30 days challenge. I think that I have a really good mix of like bright colors and then also more muted colors. I still think some of my favorites are, I guess, the ones that I don't typically go for. So for this section, like part 3, I would definitely say my favorite was Butcher's Broom, which is not at all what I would have pictured for myself. And then Robin's Egg is probably the other one that I had the best time with, even though this technically was after like Monday versus the week before. I also was really pleasantly surprised with Monarch, being that this is such a vibrant orange. But of the greens, I think the Wilting Thicket was definitely my favorite, even though it technically is a bit more of a brown. I don't know, I really enjoyed this kind of section of inks, being that a lot of them were more my colorway, but also I got to experiment and kind of see some colors that I wasn't super familiar with. Anyways, stay tuned for part 4, the last section of my 30 inks 30 days. Hopefully I will have that video out on time, but I want to thank you so much for joining me today, for hanging out while I talk about some more of my favorite Birmingham Pen Company inks and getting to try out some more inks and pens as well. But again, have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.